everybody, and welcome to another edition of your favorite travel show that we do in this studio. It's called Poland Daily Travel. I'm Will Richardson, and with me in the studio to discuss exciting topics about Poland is Nicholas Richardson, no relation, of course.
Of course.
Are the detectives still working on that?
I don't know, you set the detectives on this impossible task.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
That was me.
Or your mother, I can't remember which.
I can't remember. No, I think she's doing deep research in a nuclear bunker.
Somewhere.
In Utah.
In Utah.
Or Utah, as you would probably call it.
Utah. No, I would say Utah.
You would?
I think so, yeah.
Just checking.
Good.
Good. I always like that. You know, in Poland has, a lot of people say to themselves when they're thinking about traveling to Poland, they say, what the heck is in Poland that I need to see? You know? And we have in Poland a number of amazing things to see. You will see nowhere else in the world. In their differentiation, in their uniqueness. For example, castles.
Yes, there are lots here.
Now, do you like castles? You're
I do,
You're a
yes.
medievalist, aren't you?
Well, I like these ancient things. I very much enjoyed the coronation of King Charles III, which had lots of medieval elements.
It did, really. Yeah,
that was fun.
true.
Yeah, and he has a large castle.
Yeah, he has
for the weekends.
Windsor?
Windsor, yes.
Yeah, but they have other ones. Sandringham is at a palace.
Sandringham's a big house.
Yeah, and
Balmoral's also a big house.
Balmoral's a house.
Yes.
Yeah, up in
he does have
Scotland.
another little castle in
Well,
the north of Scotland.
Where would you reckon, if you were a betting man, I know you're not, but if you were a betting man, where would you reckon the largest castle in the world would be found? The largest castle in the world.
Well, I happen to know the answer to this,
folks,
which rather spoils it for everybody, but I do know the answer. And it's Malbork in Poland.
Malbork.
Malbork.
And that was built by the
Teutonic
Polish
Knights.
king? Oh, no, by the Teutonic Knights.
By the
I was
Teutonic
trying to throw
Knights.
you. The Teutonic Knights, because this was an area which was, which later became Prussia, but it was under the control of the Teutonic Knights back in the 13th century. Now, it's the biggest castle in the world. The biggest building physically, or?
Well, I suppose it depends how you measure these things. If you take the overall site, it counts as the castle probably is. I don't know how much of that is sort of land where they find a little bit of wall and how much is actually sort of castle buildings.
Well, it's a vast castle.
Yeah, the largest inhabited castle in the world is, of course, Windsor.
Is that right?
No, that is the largest inhabited.
And Windsor is, I know because it's near the airport.
Yes, well, the planes
London.
fly over, yes.
Yeah, it's near the airport.
But I think that is the largest inhabited castle in the world.
And they have a great park.
Windsor Great Park, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was just a great park.
Well, it probably is a great park, but I think great used in the sense of size. Rather
A big one. It's a big park.
Rather than...
Lots of deer, I hear.
Lots of deer, yeah.
Running about. And royals.
And royals.
On occasion. The Queen goes to church and...
Well, she did.
In the chapel. She used to.
She used to.
Sorry, I forget that she
she was there for so long, we all tend to think of her because it's now the king.
It's like the sun and the moon and the queen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the sun and the moon and the king.
Yeah. Poland. We can go from the sublime, if castles are sublime. Actually, they represent a very small cadre of people in medieval times in contrast to the great amount of population who had virtually nothing and had
But that was true all over Europe. It wasn't just true.
Well, that doesn't mean, but it's not as... we find these castles fascinating, but the people back then would have seen them as symbols of oppression, I suppose, wouldn't they?
Well, yes.
More or less.
Or, of course, as symbols of defense of the country.
Defense, and also, well, defense in times of strife, and then oppression, war in the valley when there was no invasion, right? Yeah. Okay. The other thing, Poland also has a place called Wieliczka. Do you know what that is?
It's a salt mine.
Yeah. And where is it?
It's sort of south of Krakow.
I don't feel like this is a quiz game.
No, I don't feel it's good, but that is actually well worth a visit. It is quite spectacular.
Wieliczka. Yeah.
Wieliczka salt mine, yes.
Yeah. Have you been there?
I have been there.
Yeah. Did you know that both of these places, Malbork and UNESCO, are both World Heritage Sites
by
UNESCO? Did you know that?
I didn't know that, actually. I suspected one was, but I can't remember which one I suspected was.
Yeah. And how far below the surface would you say the main chambers, sculptures, salt chandeliers. The
I can't remember.
rooms are-
50 metres?
Yeah. 135.
135 metres.
So
It's a long way
very,
down.
it's about as low as the highest tower. At
But it is quite
Malbork.
spectacular, especially when you get to the chapel at the end, which is carved out of the salt. That is a very spectacular
Yeah, it's amazing.
site.
I wanted to go there and film at some point. I hope we will. We've never done it. It's been
Maybe
on
you
the
should
list.
go to them and film.
It's a unique place. We did film at Malbork, at least several programs. We didn't do everything because you could stay at Malbork for a week.
Yeah, it's a big
and
place.
It has museums and all kinds of things. Fascinating place. Okay, that's all we have for tonight. We're talking about the best of Poland on Poland Daily Travel. Thanks for watching. I'm Will Richardson, and with me, Nicholas, no relation, Richardson. See you tomorrow night.